Hi, welcome to DonskyTech. In this video, I am going to show you how you can create your own dashboard that displays your Arduino sensor readings without programming any HTML, CSS, or JavaScript and using only the nodered programming tool. So, this is the dashboard that I have created using the nodered, and as I am going to show you later, you can recreate the same dashboard without programming any HTML, CSS, or JavaScript at all. So, I have here my ESP32, and connected to it is my DHT22 sensor, and I have used the Arduino programming framework in developing this project. Now, I have here also my Raspberry Pi where I have installed my nodered programming application tool. What is happening here is that my sensor readings coming from my DHT22 is being sent to my nodered programming application tool, and the nodered application is displaying it as a chart using the mqtt messages. So I have here my Mosquito mqtt broker that is running at the background, and as you can see from here, if I touch this DHT22 sensor, like for example the temperature is 30.7 and the humidity is 52.9, if I touch it with my index finger, with my finger, then you can see from my dashboard that the humidity already changed, and the chart here displays also the increase in the humidity readings. Same also with the temperature. So, would you like to know how I did this? Then let's start exploring. So, why learning Node-RED is cool? Because creating your own dashboard requires some web development experience. So, you need to have some knowledge with HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. Most hardware guys knows how to communicate with their microcontrollers using the Arduino or MicroPython or other embedded software programming tool, but has no experience with web development. That is where Node-RED comes into the picture, as it is a low-code programming tool that is browser-based that will allow you to develop IoT application with no to little code at all. I will show you later in the demo what it means to be a low-code application so that you can appreciate what Node-RED brings to your application or to your project. This image shows the overall design of this project, and which is composed of the following three major components. I have here the Arduino and the DHT22 setup, which is the source of our sensor readings, the Mosquito mqtt broker, and the Node-RED application, which contains our flow that will display our sensor readings through MQTT. I have used an ESP32 board and a DHT22 sensor in this pose to retrieve the temperature and humidity readings using the Arduino framework, and then it sends the data to our Mosquito MQTT broker to MQTT topics. The sensor readings are then sent to MQTT message because our Node-RED is listening to that same MQTT topic, and what the Node-RED is doing is to display the readings in a dashboard that automatically updates itself. What is really cool in this project is that the web application here that I'm showing you is actually created by just dragging nodes and then wiring them together. I will show you later how it works. So this is my Arduino program that publishes messages to our Mosquito MQTT broker. As you can see, it is sending the humidity and the temperature readings. And what happens here is that this Arduino code communicates directly with our Mosquito MQTT broker. and not with our nodered application. The explanation for how the ESP32 Arduino code is in my WriteUp, which is you can find in the description of this video, and I have explained it step by step on how this code works. So just read this documentation here as I have created it to be as detailed as possible. What is important is how you can create your own IoT dashboard using only this node-RED programming tool. So this is my mqtt dashboard flow, and these are the nodes that are needed to display the following user interface. I have used the library called the nodered dashboard, which you can install by just clicking the install button here. And then when the nodered dashboard is installed, what it will do is that it will add additional nodes in our palette here. So it has buttons, drop downs, and then other user interface that you can use. And by just wiring the source of the message, which is our MQTT here, then we are able to display different output like output text, the chart, and the gauge. So now I'm going to show you a demo on how easy it is to create your own IoT dashboard without programming any HTML, CSS, or JavaScript. So this is the existing dashboard that I have created. What we're going to do is just create a new tab in here that will display the same user interface but only display the temperature. So right now it displays temperature and humidity. And to do that, what we're going to do is to create a new flow. And in that flow, we just need to drag the MQTT in node. And then to display, we just need the text, the chart, and then the gauge. So once everything is there, then just wire them together. And then after wiring them, what we need to do is to fix this triangle. This triangle means that we need to add some configurations. In our case in here, we set the topic. So for the topic, we will be listening to the sensor DHT22 temperature. And then we set the QoS to 0. And then for the server, let's just assign it to this one. So let's click the done. Once everything is okay, you would notice that there's no more triangle in here. Before we create the text in here, what we need to do is to create a new tab first. So for the tab, let's name it as tab 2, and then let's create a new group under that tab. So what we're going to do is to add all of this into the tab 2 group 1. But before that, let's just arrange the layout first. So let's set the width to hopefully 16 so that it will be wider in the screen. Next, what we're going to do is you click the text in here, and then we assign it to tab 2 group 1. For the size, let's say the size is 6 by 1. And then for the text, let's set it to temperature. And then the layout would be something like this, and then we click done. For the chart, let's assign it also to tab 2 group 1. And then the value is, let's say, something like this one. And then the label, same also, temperature. And then the y-axis is 0 to 50, which is the temperature. And then we click done. Next, for the gauge, what we're going to do is we set also it to 5 by 5. Oops. And then we assign it to tab 2 and group 1. And then the label would be temperature also. Let's just name it to temperature. The max is 50. And then we click done. As you can see, it's now added into the tab 2 and the group 1. And the triangle there is already removed. So what we can do is to try to deploy it. So let's just ignore the error and then click the deploy. So once it is successfully deployed, what you would notice is that there is a new tab in here. If we click the tab 2, then you would notice that the layout that we have right now is created, but the temperature is not properly assigned. To fix the issue, let's go into the tab 2 and then the layout section. And in the layout section, what we can do is assign it to some similar to like this. And then let's put it like that. And then we click done. And then we click deploy. Deploy. And then let's see what will happen. So I click tab 2 there. So the temperature is now in the middle, and then there is a temperature here and then that chart. So that's how easy it is to create your own IoT dashboard without any programming HTML or CSS or JavaScript. So that's how cool the nodered tool actually is. So many of the hardware guys are familiar with the Arduino or the MicroPython, but are having some trouble with the developing the user interface or the web application. And this tool, nodered, will help you develop your own application in an instant. So that's it. So the code for this project and the complete write-up is in the description of this video. I hope you learned something. Happy exploring. Hi! For me to continue creating useful content, please share, like, or comment on every video that I have created. Or better yet, subscribe to my page and click the notification button for you to receive the latest updates from me. But if you are generous enough, then you could support me by buying me a copy or through my patreon.com account. This would get me more motivated to create useful video content with code and excellent write-up. Thank you.